let's move on to the next topic. We didn't talk about this when this was just a rumor. So it was announced yesterday that Dave Bautista, the animal, is going to be playing the God of War Kratos in the Amazon TV live action series. And it started as a rumor a couple weeks ago because the initial star, Ryan Hurst, Gary Bertier from Remember the Titans, most recently seen as Mentor in The Odyssey, and probably most known for Opie on Sons of Anarchy. But this was supposed to be a big time role for him. He tore his bicep during production.
I cut you off real quick. I think all this is. Yep, I think all of this is a work.
I knew you and I would have the same thing.
I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it.
Okay, so let's get into it. You set it up.
I think it's all been a work because that one production photo came out. Yep. I swear they announced it. They was like, "Yeah, we about to do this God of War show," and then the production photo. I swear, no lie to y'all people. I swear the photo came out like the next day.
It was within the same week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like that doesn't happen. Y'all just announced the show, but then you got a production photo.
The thing we didn't talk about a few episodes ago was one of Sam Neill's last roles will be the upcoming Zelda movie. And he was initially announced, but it's funny, the Big Picture podcast I listened to, Sean Fessy just said this, like, a case always is that they don't announce people every time before the movie takes place because people could be brought on in the middle of production when their schedules align, and sometimes they try to keep things secret for announcements to keep the popularity of the movie in the zeitgeist. So like, hey, don't forget this is coming out. So-and-so just got added to it. Keep that in mind.
But also with that, my fault to cut you off.
No.
But also with that, it was rumored for years about the show. And then they announced the show and then had the production. So it's like, okay, did y'all have this going on before? But I don't think that quick. They moved that quick. Then they announced the Atreus. They announced the Atreus actor, the little kid. And I'm like, look, like you said, that can't happen. It happens in production all the time. But the fact that they kind of just rolled that out quick, I'm like, And then he gets hurt when they got negative feedback, first of all, right? ASAP, like the moment the photo dropped. And then it was like, oh, he got hurt.
The game himself was like, this looks embarrassing.
Yeah. So that's what I'm like, Because the thing is, even if you get hurt, it happens all the time. As far as back, I can remember with Black Panther 2, when Shuri got hurt. What's her name? Lena Wright? When she got hurt.
Letitia Wright.
Yeah, Letitia Wright. Now, I know she's the star, but still, they halted production. If you the star, they'll halt production because obviously they need you. People get hurt all the time. The most
famous example, Mission Impossible Fallout. Tom Cruise breaks his ankle on that stunt. They halt production of the movie. They push it towards the next year because they were trying to rush production from Rogue Nation into what was the sixth one at the time, being Fallout. And Chris McQuarrie ended up saying like that saved that movie in that aspect because it allowed them to re-edit the movie, see what they had. But the reason they were able to pause it is because the star magnitude of Tom Cruise allowed them to, instead of like, we got to replace the actor like what Amazon is doing. But your theory and my theory, our theory, I should say, is it's a property that's been announced for years. Like I'm just summing up what you're saying because it's something that people have been wanting to see adapted as a movie, and then they said it's too much for a movie. Let's put it to TV because that's that. After The Last of Us, Fallout, other TV adaptations moving to TV after they failed on film, that's the move now. It's what's going to happen with what's the next game that's getting adapted to a show?
I'm trying to think because
well, they've had much. Oh, Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is going to TV. Yeah. That's what I was saying because it failed as a movie. And then there's been talk about other games becoming shows, but like what hurt this is a negative publicity of, again, the image doesn't look realistic. And that's where you and I had this debate of like, can you transition certain, comic books, video games to a real life atmosphere and not look over the top, not look stupid in that aspect? I mean, the Mortal Kombat movies don't look dumb. They're just poorly executed. The Street Fighter movie looks dumb and looks poorly executed. So that
was one trailer, brother. We got 2 months.
It's multiple. It's every clip that's come out about it.
So, I'll be there regardless.
But the fact that, again, Ryan Hurst, relatively no name. Again, like I said, you've seen him in bits and places over the years, but this was supposed to be a big time role for a guy like this. Was supposed to make him instead of the person make the role. And again, it's Kratos. He's got all this lore, and people were stupid to be like, "They should just go get Christopher Judge, who does the voice." Like, that's not how the game is played. People get it. They don't ask the comic book writers to come write the comic book movies. Are you? Again, I get so angry when people want to be like, "Why don't they just?" They're not. This is Hollywood. They don't think that way. You idiot. Like,
but also check this out. Yeah, Christopher Judge cocked Diesel to the sky. But also the thing.
Like 50? Oh, but Diesel's 50, so I can't age shame Christopher Judge. No offense.
No, but Chris older than him.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, you can't be doing those stunts.
Like, and then the thing is Bautista. He fit like Christopher Judge again, Diesel. But this is the animal, bruh. Like, he ain't the old animal. But
that's what's funny is this is a more slimmed down version of a bit. But compared to the normal person,
he gonna get the weight back. He ain't gonna be 300 pounds, but he gonna get back that weight.
But this,
because he got the muscle memory for it.
I want to bring up Rome's comment here. Like, if you watch the two Dune movies, that's a dark character he plays. He basically plays a fucking plantation owner, like, in terms of, like, you know, showing up to Arrakis to take it over. But a lot of the other I mean, there's darkness to Drax that he shows at moments, but overall Drax is such a beloved figure. And again, king of unintentional comedy is Drax. But, like, again, this is Bautista. Like, he is just like I haven't seen Knock at the Cabin, but that was, again, him trying to play kind of a more emotional, dark.
He was bad. Well, I won't say bad. It was just like, okay. All right, it was bad. But his acting, he was also a villain phenomenal.
On that show C with Jason Momoa, the show where everyone's blind except these two kids. So he's played villains in the past. It's not again, well, he doesn't say anything in Spectre where he's the Bond henchman. But he's a bad guy in that movie, but he doesn't have any lines until he dies. But he's a bad guy in that movie.
I think if anybody wants to know how great of a actor he is, obviously you could watch him in Guardians of the Galaxy, like Davis just said.
I thought you were about to say his promos against John Cena in 2010, where he said, "Well, you're kissing babies and hugging fat girls."
That's just hilarious. But if you look at a Knock at the Cabin, like, that's, to me, that's his best character work thus far. Because, first of all, he's super Diesel, but he a preacher. And the way he delivered his monologues, great.
That's the best kind of acting, is the super big guy in a regular role.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Like, bro, that's his best work, I think, thus far. Not just character work, his best work. And that's saying a lot. Because, again, you got Drax, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doom. I mean, shit, he's the best actor or best wrestler actor ever.
Oh yeah, we're not having that conversation. We've had it too many times where it's
well, everybody's starting to see that too. They like, yeah, this motherfucker is cold.
But what we're really just trying to say is, like, maybe they wanted him initially and he turned it down. And maybe that was because his schedule at the time, he had this lined up and this lined up. And again, he's a 50-year-old guy. He's got a personal life. He's got a daughter.
You keep saying 50, brother. That man is 56 with grandkids.
I'm not again. This is the Animal Wars time. This is a guy who, you know, we've seen, and he was 30 then. So yeah,
hey, this is the guy that WWE is on their knees. Please come back. I'm 57.
He can never again. He can. If Randy Orton's looking bad at this age, Batista is going to look way worse.
Well, he's been saying for like 7 years, since his last match.
No, he was a smart guy. Like, he did the smart thing. Like, I owe my career to Triple H, and I'm paying him back. I'm going out on my back. We're paying the favor. Like, but for Amazon, like I just showed, we know so that's coming. Like, they're not waiting for. Again, this is Ryan Hurst. We're not going to wait production for this guy when there's a bigger star available who's going to probably have better drawing power, better acting prowess. No offense again to Ryan Hurst. And who's going to get us goodwill with the fans. Dave Bautista. Again, Dave Bautista is a really good actor. It's going to be interesting to see. But
you know who's going to be knocking, too. I just referenced the company.
Instead of just, you know, I always bring up the legendary 2005 promo. He's going to be kicking the God of Thunder's ass. That's what he's going to be doing. Like, that's going to be his character. It's going to be believable, like him as Kratos. And it's funny, like this is a role again that was attached to Dwayne Johnson at one point early in his career. Once the games had taken off, he was initially like, "Oh, could Dwayne Johnson play Kratos?" And now it's coming full circle to Bautista, and he's basically kind of said he doesn't see himself ever returning to Marvel just based off the James Gunn element of it all. Like if James Gunn's not in Guardians, he doesn't see himself needing to be there, even though he's still part of the MCU world. And like they didn't kill off Drax, but he exists, but just he doesn't see himself returning for Secret Wars or whatever they plan in the future. But
also, that lets you know, not the pocket count. He ain't worried about no money. Everybody else like,
oh yeah.
Ms. Marvel, Mr. Kevin Feige, let me come back, boss. I need to check.
He was a draw for 5 years in wrestling. I don't think he was hurting for money then. And when he was doing these small roles in Blade Runner 2049 or Dune, that's not him getting shortchanged either, I think. So, and he's done other movies that, again, he's worked with Prime before with this movie, The Wrecking Crew, that came out earlier this year. And those two My Spy.
I still need to watch that.
So I think that was the other aspect of he has and this is the other part of Hollywood that people forget. Like if you continue to work with the same service, like HBO continues to reuse the same actors, as we'll get into with Lanterns. Netflix kind of has the same actors they put in project after project after project. It's just, that's the industry, and he's understood the industry now for a decade at this point by being a key cog in these minor to starring roles. But yeah, it sucks because I told you this, like it's going from Harrison Barnes and Ryan Hurst to Kevin Durant with Dave Bautista. Like this is the Warriors upgrading Harrison Barnes with MVP, multi-time All-Star, scoring champion. That's what Bautista is compared to Ryan Hurst. Like, and I hate to say it, but yeah, it sucks to see because again, like it seemed like Ryan Hurst was kind of getting some momentum. He's been in other things since Sons of Anarchy, but not much. And people don't probably know that was him as mentor in the Odyssey, but that's the guy who Tom Holland is fighting in the scene where he's trained with him and then gets killed at the temple when Odysseus saves him. Like, so
I could tell that was him.
No, I'm saying most people, if they're like, is that because he's kind of for a long time had that big beard, long hair look from Sons of Anarchy. And
there you go.
That for another role, but overall, it is like a shit. But that's the industry. There have been other times where people have passed on roles that have benefited numerous people in the future. That's a whole other topic. But to lose it to an injury again is just like, or as we're saying, like, hey, we got bad publicity with this, Ryan. We're still going to pay you. Don't worry. We're still going to give you your
exactly.
But we're going to go in a direction that's going to. It's probably not unlike the Sonic thing, of like, oh, this Sonic looks bad as everyone says it does. Maybe we should fix this, right? Wink, wink. Like, and then they did the right thing, and then we made a shit ton of money, and I had people wondering, like, was that self-sabotage or was that fandom wins? You know, it was one of those weird things where people were wondering, like, were they really serious? Well, yeah, because they spent the money to fix it. But still, like, did they also want to gauge the interest of the movie?
I think they worked everybody into the shoot.
It could be seen as either or, in my opinion. I didn't think of that at the time, but in hindsight, I mean, Hollywood's done this in the past of, negative reaction to something just to course correct it with a positive. That the fucking, as I keep saying, that's what the doomsday thing is. Of like, we're scared of the reaction. Like, well, don't you like Robert Downey Jr.? He's coming back. Like,
and Vance sent me the actual plot. So I got the full plot if anybody needed for the movie.
But black people, everyone loves.
Wait, what did you just say?
Everyone loves terrible movies. Like, I love The Covenant from 2006. That's
hold on, Bobby Pump. You show who you are. Show your face, brother. Show your face. You want to see my face?
You want to see my face?
Yeah, after saying that. And then don't worry about what people say. I say a lot of stuff that's questionable at times.